Today, I want to hop on the speculation train as nearly 2 weeks ago, I made a video explaining how the first Jurassic World Evolution 3 DLC will most likely be coming this December. Yes, just over a month after the release of the video game. I believe I cracked the code in that video, so if you want to understand why it's releasing in December, I highly recommend watching that one. Now, ever since then, something did unofficially release to the public that practically affirmed my theories, but it is also something which I and other select content creators are not allowed to talk about directly. But anyways, I promised I'd go ahead and try to work out what this DLC could contain and what it may be about. And plenty of you in the comments wanted to see that video from me, so here it is. Today, we'll be discussing what I believe the first DLC of Evolution 3 may be, as well as some other potential possibilities lining up as well. There were some good ideas in the last video, but let's crack down on what it may be. Just quickly, if you haven't purchased your copy of Jurassic World Evolution 3 just yet, you can do so by clicking the link in the description and purchasing right there. This works in the same way a creator code works, so at no extra cost to you guys, I do take a tiny portion of what you pay and it helps me out more than you can imagine. If you're looking for a good deed to do today, or just fancy helping me out just a little bit, this is certainly one of the best ways to do so. We're also quickly climbing to 300,000 subscribers, and I did say if we hit 300k before 2026, I will review that awful Velocipastor movie. Oh my goodness. For some reason, that's what you guys want. I'm not looking forward to it, but I am looking forward to hitting 300k. What a trade-off. Anyways, enough of my yapping, let's get into the video. So let's kick things off with option number 1. What is this? This could be the Chaos Theory Dinosaur Pack. Now, why does this work? Well, if we were to assume that the DLC is still releasing in December, and most likely probably before Christmas, it will mean that it will probably release within the first week of December. So that is between December 1st and December 7th. Jurassic World Chaos Theory comes to an end with Season 4 on November 20th, so just a week or two away before that potential DLC. And what a great way to continue that title on just a little longer into the franchise than by releasing a dinosaur DLC pack dedicated to this title via Jurassic World Evolution 3. Of course, we did get the Camp Cretaceous dinosaur pack in Jurassic World Evolution 2, so it is going to be something relatively similar. But that begs the question, what could this dinosaur pack contain? Well, typically, DLC dinosaur packs have about 4 brand new species in them. The ideal ratio is 2 land species, an aquatic species, and an avian species. But in Evolution 2, we have seen that hasn't been quite the ratio going forward for every DLC, so it could literally just be anything. But Chaos Theory only added 1 new creature that hasn't been seen before in the entire franchise. That is the Beckles Spinax. A really cool looking dinosaur, and certainly one that's piqued my interest for it to be in this video game. But they also added new designs for the Pachyrhinosaurus, Suchomimus, Majungasaurus, and some new skins for those dinosaurs as well as the Atrociraptors, which we will eventually see in Season 4. But if we were to try and bring the numbers up just a little bit more to get to that lovely number of number 4, dinosaurs such as Anchiornis, Archaeopteryx, and Timolengia, which I think that's how you pronounce it, they were also mentioned and referenced throughout the show as well. So that would definitely be a way to bump up the numbers to 4. But now we must talk about the negativity here, to play devil's advocate. Why it doesn't work. Well, simply, it is just too soon after the show ends. That can indeed be a factor. From a marketing standpoint, you'll most likely want to wait just a few months to pass while the show starts to lose a lot of interest, and then suddenly reinvigorate and spark the interest in it once again by releasing a DLC with its name on it in Jurassic World Evolution 3. So again, from a marketing perspective, it would make sense not to release the DLC just yet, maybe in about 4 or 5 months' time. And then we have this other problem with this DLC. The latter 3 dinosaurs I mentioned probably don't warrant enough of an appearance in the show to even be part of the DLC. And if they were to release in this DLC pack, I am fairly certain that loads of people will be confused about where they appeared in the show, so it makes no sense to add them. And finally, the Pachyrhinosaurus, which also got its first timeline appearance in Jurassic World Chaos Theory, is already in Jurassic World Evolution 3. And then we have the Majungasaurus, which I don't think is in Evolution 3, and that was a base game species, but we already know that they won't be bringing back those until January, and all of them will be free. They won't be part of a paid DLC. And then that just literally leaves the Suchomimus, which again we already have in the game, it just has a different skin. So realistically, this DLC would only add one new dinosaur and a new set of skins and designs for the Suchomimus, Pachyrhinosaurus, Atrociraptor, and that's practically it. So yeah, I just don't see that happening just yet. So then that moves us on to option number 2. The long-awaited, and definitely the DLC that the fans probably want the most, this is the Jurassic World Rebirth DLC. So why does this work if it were to release next month? Well, there's been more than enough time since Rebirth released to go ahead and release a DLC for it. The Multi-Dominion DLC for Jurassic World Evolution 2 did release around the same time frame. However, for the Dominion Biosyn DLC, the game had already been released for over half a year by then, and it released maybe just a few weeks after the movie. But people want to see the new species. It'll add the D-Rex, Mutodon, Aquilops, and Titanosaurus. That's the special 4 species. But it will also add new variants of Mosasaurus, Spinosaurus, Quetzalcoatlus, and Tyrannosaurus, along with maybe some new skins for those, as well as the Velociraptors. So there is plenty to add for this DLC, something that the Chaos Theory DLC certainly lacked. But here is why it doesn't work. That reason, about having enough to be added into the DLC, is also a reason why it doesn't work. There's just too much being added way too soon. This is a DLC about a movie. They are without a doubt going to want to build a story expansion for this, and not just a dinosaur pack. This story DLC will be way too soon after the release for it to be a thing. And since we know how last minute and closed off the production of Rebirth was with its marketing, especially with Mattel and the toys, I can only imagine that Frontier may have not even finished making the story expansion for the Rebirth DLC just yet. So I highly doubt it is going to be a Rebirth DLC. Very unfortunate. But then we have option number 3. Yes, it may be a little bit disappointing, especially in comparison to the last 2 possibilities I spoke about, but I think that this is going to be a generic dinosaur pack, literally any era, any species, whatever. Kind of like what we got in Jurassic World Evolution 2. The first DLC was, I think, the early Cretaceous pack, and it included 4 new species. That was it. But with Jurassic World Evolution 3, there's loads of new modular and scenery items now added into the game. So alongside these new species, I can almost be certain at this point that they'll add some new pieces into the game via these DLCs as well. But other than that, I don't think it will be anything more than a dinosaur pack. After all, there is a possibility that I could be wrong here, but logically speaking, I don't think so. But again, I don't have any idea what this DLC might be. But right now, those are the most likely 3 options. And if I were to rank them based on what is more likely, I would say the first one would be the Dinosaur Pack, the second one being the Chaos Theory Pack, and then the third, the Rebirth Story Expansion. So I am sorry if I disappointed anybody with this video. Anyways, I'm interested to learn as to what you guys think. So head on down to the comments and let your thoughts be known. What type of DLC do you want? What do you think it will be? And are there any specific dinosaurs you want added into the game so far? Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here, and purchase your copy of Jurassic World Evolution 3 via the link in the description. But most importantly, make sure you're all staying safe out there, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye. Hey, did you enjoy the video? Well, why not leave a like and subscribe for more Jurassic content? I appreciate every single one of you for reaching this point into the video and supporting me this far. If you wish to support me even further, then feel free to head on down to the description where you can find links to donate, my Patreon, and you can also press that join button to become a member here on YouTube and gain access to some awesome emojis. A massive thank you to all of the YouTube members for this month, as well as the amazing fans over on Patreon too. Your extra bit of support really goes a long way. But for now, I wish you a great rest of your day.